I've had this idea for a while that I just had to have an electric van in order to convert it into a camper van for our family. And our family is soon to be 5, so we needed to find a van that was able to accommodate a family of 5. So that means seating for 5 people on the inside, and also it means that we need to have a sleeping arrangement for 5 people as well. Although 3 of them are smaller kids, so we need to have a permanent sleeping solution for at least 2 people, and then we're going to have a more flexible solution for the 3 kids that we're going to bring with us. Also, we're going to have a kitchenette inside, and we're going to have 3 permanent seats as well. So that means that we need to find some ECE approved rear seats for this Ford E-Transit. This is the eCamper project. This is going to be the first video of a series of videos, and here I'm going to explain a little bit about the background behind the project. I'm also going to outline the specifications of the vehicle that we're going to buy. So let's talk about the specs that we're looking for. We needed a van that could comfortably fit 5 people, have a kitchenette, and a permanent sleeping area. The need for 5 seat belts meant that we couldn't just buy an off-the-shelf camper van. The current market for electric campers is very limited, but the used van market is actually growing considerably. There is also the issue of price. The cheapest electric camper that I could find would have cost us almost 850,000 Danish kroner, which is around 114,000 euros. Other than it being electric, we're specifically looking for a van that is around 6 meters in length. We also wanted a bit more than 100 kilometers of real-world range, which narrows our search down even further. So 4 obvious candidates came up. So let's start off with the Maxus eDeliver 9. And the eDeliver 9 probably features the best value for money, given that they are relatively cheap as a used vehicle, and also you can actually get a good bargain on a brand new one. It also has a pretty big battery of around 88 kilowatt hours, but when it comes to vehicle technology and driving dynamics, it really lags behind. We also looked into the Renault Master E-Tech, which is actually a brand new version, new generation of the Master. And that also has a great battery of 87 kilowatt hours. And it's comfortable and modern, but the vehicles on the used market are almost brand new, meaning that the prices are a bit higher. Then we also considered the Ford E-Transit, and the E-Transit has been on the market for a couple of years now, and it has been updated along the way. The newest generation is actually available with a battery of around 89 kilowatt hours, but they are almost impossible to find used. The smaller battery with around 68 kilowatt hours is quite a bit easier to find a good deal on. Then there's also the Mercedes-Benz e-Sprinter. This is the upper end in terms of quality and comfort, and it features an options list that is longer than a PhD dissertation, but it comes at a price, and one that we are not able to pay at the moment. So now that we've talked about the different vans on the market, I'm actually going to reveal to you what I've bought. And you can see it here behind me. This is the 2023 Ford E-Transit, and this is the version with a 68 kilowatt hour battery, and it has the lower spec motor, so that means 135 kilowatt, and that equates to around 184 horsepower. There is also the 269 horsepower version, but unfortunately I couldn't find that one with the options that I wanted on the vehicle. So let's take a look at it. Well, as I mentioned, this is the 2023 model year. It is actually a late 2022 in terms of registration, but I don't think that there are any differences when it comes to the 2022 versus 2023 version. And as you can see, I have it on full Danish white plates, so that means that we have paid the registration tax and the VAT for it. That's quite a cumbersome process actually in Denmark. I know in a lot of other countries it's quite easy to just buy a commercial van and pay the VAT for it, and then you can actually use it as a private vehicle. But in Denmark, things are quite a bit different. The dealer helped me quite a lot here and registered it on fully white plates. So we're all set. But I think a very important aspect is that it's actually still an N1. So if you know Danish or European road regulations, this has the status of an N1 still. So that means that it's technically a commercial vehicle, but it is for private use. So we updated the vehicle papers, so that means that I can use it for private purposes, and that means that you can see I still have the seats in it, and I can carry around my kids in booster seats here, so that's good. but it's not actually an M1. M1 means that it's a, you could say, a personal vehicle for transportation of people. But this is actually a transportation of goods vehicle, but for a private use. If we take a look inside of it, it's the beginning of this process, so nothing has been done to the vehicle yet. I still have the bulkhead here behind the seats, and we still have the paneling and the floor, as well as the on the doors here. So all of these panels are going to go down, and then I actually bought some sound deadening material, and we're going to install that, and that is actually going to be the first project that you're going to see on this channel. Obviously, taking down all of the panels. I'm going to leave the floor in place in the beginning, so we can do a lot of the work on the inside without damaging the metal floor here. So it's going to be a good protection. Also, when I take this out, I can do some measurements on it, and we can actually make the new floor for the vehicle in the same measurements. So so that's also a good help. At some point, I'm going to take down the bulkhead here. And that also means that while I'm converting it, it's going to be a big open space, and it is going to be very noisy to drive around in. But yeah, we'll see as we get closer. So when looking from behind, you can actually see one of the main challenges, I would say, with the 4D Transit, and that is that the floor is quite high. But this was the best I could find in terms of compromise between what we could get for the money that we have, and in terms of technical specifications and so on. But overall, I would say I'm quite satisfied with what we landed on. This is the L3H2 version, so that means it's the length 3 and height 2 version. There is also a height 3 and length 4 version, so L4H3, but if it has the same battery as this one, you can also, well, you could assume that the range is going to be dropping quite considerably. So yeah, we stick to this one. So obviously there are versions that has better room behind it, but this was what we could do with the money that we had. That's the way it is. So let's take a look at what I bought just yet. So I ordered it from Amazon, and it's a German company that's called Reckhorn, and they make this Reckhorn ABX, it's called. So this is going to be the butyl that I'm going to mount on the larger metal surfaces on it, on the ceiling here, on the side panels, and also in the floor at some point. So this is going to be dampening the metal vibrations that we're going to have. So it's going to remove some of the resonance that you see in the metal, and also it's going to sound quite a bit different when you mount it. So you can hear that it's quite hollow, and it has a lot of vibrations when you do this. So that's what it's going to damp, this material. So this is not going to be insulation in terms of temperature, so it's only going to be sound deadening in this case. But this is very heavy, so you need to be very mindful of how much of it you install in such a vehicle here. I've driven a lot of electric vans, and of those that I've tested out, I would say the 4D Transit is probably one of the best ones, at least when it comes to price performance and what sort of equipment you can actually spec it with. I'm an EV nerd myself, and I specifically wanted an electric van for this project. So some people ask me, is it because you want to save on fuel costs, or is it because you want to save on taxes or something like that in Denmark, because we have specific taxation for electric vehicles? And it's actually none of that. It's because I specifically want an electric vehicle for a camper van. I've actually been set a deadline by my wife, and that is that we need to take this vehicle on a summer trip. So right now we're in December 2025, and before the summer vacation we need to have this vehicle more or less ready to go on a summer holiday. So yeah, it's a very short deadline, I would say, because a lot of the people I've seen doing conversions, they use at least a year, and I do have a full-time job besides this project, so it's gonna be a tough one, but I'll try. Please, if you would like to push the like button on the video, please subscribe to the channel, and please share it with your network. If you know of some people who might want to do conversions themselves, well, subscribe to the channel and get inspired by what I'm doing here. Also, there's a new feature on YouTube called Hype. So that means that if you're a small creator, you can actually watch one of their videos from your small creator and hype the video. So that means you give it points on a scale system, and you can actually give it up to 3 hypes or use 3 hypes on 3 different videos. And in that way, you can help some of the smaller creators maybe reach some people that you wouldn't be able to reach normally. So if you would like to like the video and please push the hype button as well, I would very much appreciate it. Also, leave me a comment down below. Do you think I'm insane doing this project, or do you think it's kind of cool? And also, the reason why I'm doing this in English and not in Danish is because I want to reach as broad an audience as possible. So I hope you want to join me. It's going to be a fun one. Thank you for watching. I really hope that you want to follow me on this project, and please share it with your friends and family, and see you in the next one. Bye.